Let's begin with the history of the masjid.
So this property is several acres on Brushy Creek Road here in Cedar Park, Texas, which is just outside of Austin. The property was purchased in about 2007 or so, and so everything you see here is, a lot of it is new, but actually the building right behind me was the original building on the property. It was just a house, it was a private residence on a large amount of acreage. Even right where we are right now was completely covered with trees. This was just sort of a small road coming from the road up to this house, and so this became the first musalla and masjid. Actually, when I came in 2013, it was still sort of fitted as a house. So there was like a kitchen, a living room, 2 bedrooms, the bathroom. And
what happened? A lot of Muslims move into this area in Brushy Creek, Cedar Park?
Yeah, and in Austin there was already growing Muslim community. There's some other masajid that are here that have been around even longer than that. But this being sort of northwest area of Austin in the suburban area, just more people that were living in this area. It would be a long drive. It could be a 30-minute drive into central Austin to pray. The original founding brothers bought this property with, alhamdulillah, beautiful vision that one day we'd have all this here. This was an area that we expanded. We just had this area. This was the prayer area, and then we started thinking time for expansion. And again, this was 2015 or so and beyond when we really started doing fundraising in order to do this. Phase 0 of that was the parking lot. So the full kind of perimeter of this property is sort of a triangle-shaped property.
Yes.
We put in the entire parking lot. I think there's 250 or maybe more parking spaces. We put in the children's play area. The very back of the property is a full-size basketball court. So that was essentially like phase 0. And then phase 1 was this larger prayer hall, masjid area.
Shall we go in and
we can go inside there.
And this area, as we see, this is benches for everybody.
Of course, it's been through all the things like I mentioned. It was basically just a lot of trees at first, and then this area got paved. The turf is new this summer. We actually just put that in because people will, eat out here, especially during Ramadan. A lot of our iftar is done in this area and on the parking lot. Yeah, there's so many uses to this property, so we sort of just find what best place suits it. And so, this is obviously we have to eat, so then this becomes the de facto sort of dining area. But every single Sunday morning, we just actually celebrated our 100th breakfast. We do fajr and then we do breakfast. We have a large amount of people that are here on Sunday mornings after fajr for breakfast.
SubhanAllah, that's fantastic. Yes.
This is our main entrance area, so the kind of the foyer as you come in, which will give you an entrance into the main hall. This is just our cubby areas for all of our shoes, and the men's restroom and wudu area. Good few number of wudu station here, and then there's essentially a copycat matching version of this for the sisters on the other side of the building. Even some of all ways to have people come to the masjid. If you're not going to come, but you'll come for breakfast, alhamdulillah. Maybe you come for the food the first time, and you come for the prayer the second time, and then you get used to it and you love the fajr, and so it just becomes your habit. And young children that they don't want their parents just dragging them to the masjid, but well, if we have a food vendor night and there's a halal burrito truck out in the back, and then the next one is halal pizza and whatever. So we have different events that people can come and find ways to hang out. We do a passport to Muslim lands every month. So we select a country, somebody in ICBC. We have a representation from any country you can think of as a Muslim country and beyond, and we have that. The turnout for that is amazing. Actually, so many people show up, but they talk about the food, where they're from, the culture, the history, the clothing, everything you can think of, the artwork. When you have a place, if you can find creative ways to invite people to the masjid, make people want to come here, even just hang out and play soccer, hang out and play cricket, hang out and play ping pong, have some food, quilting, or just whatever the case is. Eventually they start to love it. They find their heart coming closer to the masjid. And then, of course, the easy stuff comes along. Well, of course, if you're here at 4:30 in the afternoon and the adhan for Asr comes out, you're going to come and pray Asr with us in Jamaat. That's what I think people really like about ICBC, is just that there's so many creative ways to have people here.
Dr. Lowe, it seems like, mashallah, this masjid is all about thinking about the future of the Muslims here.
Yes.
Obviously, this expansion is a part of that. So it seems like the board already knows that there's a massive influx of Muslims that are thinking about moving to Austin, especially in the Brushy Creek area.
Sure.
Is that Is that on your mind, and that's why it's so busy?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look up the zip codes, if you go to some website, what are the fastest growing zip codes in America, you'll find these zip codes are certainly on that list. And so absolutely, we know people are going to be moving here. Honestly, Islam is the fastest growing religion in the United States. We expect that, alhamdulillah, Allah guides people to Islam all the time. So absolutely, we have the expectation that just as in the past years have gone by, every year new families will move here, new people joining the fold of Islam, etc. And so we absolutely have that expectation, that vision that why are we putting in 14 classrooms in our education center? Well, they might not be full today, but as soon as those are open, those children that are waiting to get off the wait list into the actual class, they're going to be there. And I think also if you create a space for people, people will find a way to utilize that space. And so I think that's also part of the vision, is just make a big enough place that is accommodating, and people will find a way to fill that space.
And those classrooms maybe in the future become an Islamic school, you think?
Right now, I know for sure it's going to be the Sunday school, but those classrooms, it doesn't even have to be for children. Like I said, we have adults learning Arabic, right, adults learning Hadith and Hatara classes. There are Islamic schools in Austin. One is expanding as well, will be close by to this area. But this place will be, inshallah, I know that will be full with students. Texing is our imam. Mashallah, he's wonderful. He really has a message that really hits home with families and people with children, people who are retired, whatever. He has a very good message. So that's obviously very easy. If you have a great imam, people are going to want to come and listen to the imam give speeches or those types of things.